What's in my mystery box? Today we're going to find out as we take the very first look at the Forest Fundimentals firelighting range. This box is jam-packed full of goodies from Elvis and his team. And today we're going to have our very first peek. And just so you know, I'm not sponsored and I'm not paid to do this, but I do love their gear. The fact they've given me an entire box full of goodies, I'm a bit overwhelmed, and this is a little bit Christmas-like. First item, decent packaging. Clearly written on there, and I can see from the see-through part of this, I know what this is straight away. I'm looking at a big chunk of fat stick and a decent sized hefty ferrocium rod. So I've made videos on fat sticks and finding fat wood, etc. before, but if you want to see more of that type of content, and we can go into the specifics of this, let me know and we'll get onto it. So straight away off the bat, this looks really good. It's an artisan Firestarter. The original handcrafted wood-turned ferrocium rod with a cowhide ferrocium lanyard and natural fat wood tinder stick. So this comes as one nice neat little package inside its little bag, which interestingly is resealable. So we'll just undo this and see how we get on. Okay, and we've got a number of items on here. The first thing I'm seeing is a little carabiner. Having played with a few Forest Fundamental things in the past, one thing I was always enamored with, and a big takeaway, is the fact that there's always thought gone into the process of suspending or hanging things up. It's always made with practicality in mind. It's extremely well designed. I'm also now seeing this metal, what feels like steel, marked with Forest Fundamentals on the logo, this striker, which has got a really pronounced edge, presumably for picking up the edge of the ferrocium rod and throwing sparks. I'm going to throw some sparks at today's cameraman and see how quickly he moves. Wow, that's actually that's pretty good. Woo! That is that is pretty powerful stuff. Okay, and then again in the addition, you've got the addition of this little lanyard that comes with it, which just looks like a piece of 550 paracord to me. Nothing particularly of note about that, but it just helps to keep everything together. The actual ferrocium rod itself is fairly weighty. It's got a lovely turned wooden handle and has been drilled out so that that fits through there nicely, and you're keeping everything in the same place. When I look a bit closer at the striker here, I can see it's got a bottle opener on here, and it's got some various sizes. I'm not quite sure what these correlate to. If you know what these might correlate to, just write in the box below. With item number one underway, and that is a strong start. The next item I'm going to pull out here is some sort of small, what looks like some sort of small firelighter tinderbox tin thing. I'd say it is a small sliding container, probably for keeping special firelighting gear inside. What have I got here? Let's have a look. Thank you for your order. What have we actually ordered? What have I got? I've got a tin. Let me open up this tin. What's inside here? Is it just for storing things? I'm so excited. Oh, so inside here, it is absolutely packed tight with what looks like little flakes and pieces of highly volatile fat wood. I'm just going to put my nose in the bag, and I appreciate we haven't got smell-o-vision. Oh yes, oh yes. We'll take out one tiny piece of this highly resinous looking thing here, and I'll tell you what, we'll just, to save time, we'll give it the lighter test. We'll just see how this goes. I'm not even sure what it is, but I'm impressed with it. Look at that. Everything I'm pulling out, as always, I'm massively impressed with. So let's put that out. Let's make sure it's properly out before we return it to the rest of the big bag. Okay, so this tinder tin, which I thought was going to be just the tin itself and nothing else, no frills, just for keeping your firelighting, your essential firelighting gear inside, was in fact packed with tiny little flakes and shards of fat wood. I don't think there's much more to discuss or to talk about here other than this is a good, nice little item to have. Next item, let's take a look. It's a large brown package. So this is a handmade pouch using both 12 ounce and 16 ounce cotton canvas, waterproofed using Martexin original wax. I can already attest to having used one of these, and in fact I'm going to keep this one in its package, and we might just do a giveaway with this one at some point, because here's one I've been using already. As you can see, the Forest Fundimentals logo on the front, and that super heavy durable canvas build makes it extremely strong. It's well stitched, well created, no frills, in the fact that all its only function essentially is to be filled and cinched down. There's not much more to it than that. I've been using it rigorously for taking dried timber, good to go, collecting fat wood and all sorts of other uses, all firelighting related, and I've been using that pouch for that. Next up is, I literally don't know what the next thing is. Oh, this looks like one of those slow matches, I think they call them. Let's take a peek. Let's rip open this one, put the packaging in there. Okay, this is a Stealth Firestarter. Our new Stealth Firestarter is a first of its kind, an all-inclusive, compact, lightweight fire starter that makes firelighting in all weather conditions and all altitudes as efficient and dependent as possible. That's a big claim. I think this is exactly the sort of equipment that would need to be put to the test properly in something like a winter challenge. So again, I'm looking at a multi-piece setup here. What I've got, some sort of impregnated jute twine. I've got a large chunky ferrocium rod, and again one of these fire strikers, which I'm going to guess, oh yes, you can really feel the lip of that has been burred up to really grip the fire striker. So let's pull these items off the lanyard and let's see how this thing works. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got some sort of a wick strip. So I think that does that go through there, or does it stay up at this end? Is there instructions with it? No. Does that pull down? Does this become the bit that does the business maybe? I'm guessing that this end here, do I fray this apart and then strike into the top of it or something? What I would like to do here is strike into the top of this. I might be doing this completely wrong, but that's the joy of these type of videos. I'm just rolling with the punches. I don't know what's inside the bag. I've not come across this stuff before. That's why it's so much fun. Come on. Nope, not playing ball with me yet.
A few moments later.
We now have worked it out. Okay, with some input from the cameraman. So after about 3 attempts, we think we finally worked it out. I think, or we think, that the rod fits succinctly into the back of this unit. You pull this piece through, you fray up the end, that then gets trapped onto a surface, and then the fire striker comes into its own, and you drive down, concentrating all of your sparks into the area that we want to light, thus ensuring success, and that's how it's done. We got there in the end. So I have to say, having played with this a few times now, that I think that this is an absolutely brilliant piece of engineering, well made, well thought through, once I finally worked out how to set it up. And this would be great for scouts, for families to come together and use. It's quite heavy, but I would definitely want to play with this winter myself. Being a big kid, I want to go out into the woods and make fires using this very traditional setup. Again, all very well made. Everything's been beautifully, properly impregnated. There's volatile oils and beeswax and all sorts of goodies in there. A big, strong sized, chunky ferrocium firelighting rod, which the engineering of this is brilliant. I mean, I literally could just about get it out. It fits so perfectly inside that coupling, and a really well thought through fire striker with a brilliant bird up edge, really notable on there again. So yeah, well done team, another great item. What's next in the box? Let's pick a small one. Oh, some more of these boxes. What have we got here? Okay, what is this? Red plugs? Red plugs it says. What have we got here? Another tin. sliding tin full of, wow, these lovely, really brightly coloured little red plugs. Now I think I've used a product similar to this in the past, so I think I know what I'm doing with these. They are a little wax impregnated plug that takes quite a bit of work initially to sort of pull apart, and it really fluffs up. Okay, and you can set fire to these and they should start quite nicely. The tin is absolutely packed tight with these, and again it's a sliding style Tinderbox that slides straight over the top, and you hear that audible. Right, so let's take a fire lighting rod and just chuck some sparks into the end of one of these. I'll just get a penknife and fur it up a little bit just to make sure that we're going to ensure a bit more success for ourselves here. But I can already see, and these don't overly smell, which usually this sort of thing you do get that heady volatile smell. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to put a fire striker, and I tell you what, let's go with a lighter. Let's speed this up. Let's just light the end of this and see what happens. Oh my word. Wow, that was quick. That was quick. So yeah, you could easily use half of one of these to start a fire. Whoa, put those out. Just one more time, just for me. Brilliant. This is another style of tin, except this one, unlike this one here, looks like it's actually got the Forest Fundimentals logo printed into the steel, into the aluminium. Now there's loads and loads of what looks like some sort of swarf from a fire striker in here. So I'm wondering if that's what's inside. As a clue, okay, this tin is entirely packed tight. Wow, with little shards of metal. Little swarf pieces of, I'm going to guess this might be magnesium. Let's have a look. Let's put our striker to the test, strike into the heart of some of this and see what happens. I think what this is lots and lots of tiny little pieces of failed ferrocium rod. Nothing is obviously being wasted in their factory, and they're keeping hold of everything that could possibly be used as a fire lighting product. So this tin is absolutely jammed tight with these little shards. Another great idea, very clever, less waste. The next item I've just pulled out is yet another fire lighting ferrocium rod of some kind. This one looks to be like the daddy of ferrocium rods, although I don't know how you're supposed to improve on that, but we'll see. Let's have a look inside. What have we got here? Okay, so we have got a really shorter, chunky, almost octagonal style Hive Firestarter. Meet the Hive Firestarter. It's not your typical rounded rod. The Hive is hexagonal, not octagonal, hexagonal. And its 6 flat sides mean increased striking area with more molten sparks. Just one observation from me. I'm not a lefty, I'm right-handed, so this favours me striking this way. If I was left-handed, I'm sure I could work it out, but it's definitely, you know, kind of pro right-handed person. That's one thing I will just pick up on very quickly. So if I try and place this down as such, and I'm going to just pinch the paracord tight, and yeah, as it says on the tin, it's got nice flat sides to it. I could just be making this up in my own mind, but the sparks look like they're a different colour. They look almost a deeper red colour on this one. Maybe it's just the lighting under this tarpaulin, I'm not sure. I am catching my knuckles quite a bit on the table with this, and although it's kind of the same size in terms of rod, again, I haven't got the handle. So for me, this item, just as a first look, and it is, I mean, this is pretty weighty, is great, and I'm sure it has its place, but I've been more impressed with other items come out of this bag so far. The fabled Millbank filter bag. This is a modernised, upgraded remake on a British military classic. So if you want to see me put this bag through its paces, pull some water out of some god-awful local water source, pond, whatever, around here, okay, filter it through this thing, bring it to the boil and confidently drink from it, then I'm happy to do so. These are absolutely fabulous, and if you look after them, will give you years and years of lifespan. Okay, so this rather fantastic bag with its extra wide mouth, far wider than the standard issue bag that I ever used in the jungle. Okay, and it's tapered finish to the bottom, coupled with, cleverly, a bit of logo marketing, but also acts as the line that you're supposed to fill to. Instructions are clear in slightly larger font than the old ones ever used to be, and it's as simple as soaking this bag and massaging it underwater until all of those fibers, okay, that special tight canvas weave tightens down, and then you're pouring the water straight in through here, collecting into a vessel which you're then going to boil. That's the purification part. This is merely the filter, but these are absolutely brilliant. The addition of the 550 paracord, decent sized length, and as always, or a lot of the time with the Forest Fundamental gear, that lovely little carabiner, which just means hooking this thing up over a tree is that much faster. And believe me, speed is of the essence when you've got water pouring in through a bag and everything's leaking everywhere, which it's supposed to do. In addition to that, they've even thought through providing a little watertight, waterproof bag so that you can put this thing inside of there without contaminating everything else in your equipment. What I personally like to do, and we'll go through this on the video should you want to see it, is I like to have this strapped to the outside of my gear so it can dry out as I'm on the move from location to location. I absolutely love these. I stand by them. I've already got 2 on my shelves back at the house. This is now 3, and I'm massively pleased about having that. What else is in the box? We're now in the bottom of the box. There is one teeny tiny item. This is called the Sidekick Firestarter necklace, the perfect fire starter and utility tool for everyday carry. It also includes a straight edged tinder scraper and bottle opener, and handy feature while sitting around a campfire. So what actually is this? Let's have a look. That pops apart. That's quite clever. I like that. Is that magnetic? How does that go together? Oh, it's magnetic. They do think of everything, these people. That's really good. Okay, so this pops around your neck here, and then what you've actually got is something that will cinch down, which is the actual rod itself at one end, and a teeny tiny little version of those highly machined fire strikers on the other side. And again, that right-handed lip has been over accentuated to and really kind of brought to life. Let me see how this would work. I'd probably hold it like that. Okay, I thought that might be a little bit more gimmicky. That's legit, people. That's pretty cool. I like that. I'm not a big fan and advocate of having things hanging around your neck in the undergrowth, but because it's got that magnet on there, should you get caught up too badly, that's going to snap and break off rather than strangling you. So I like where they're going with this, and I can see the thinking behind it. Again, another well thought out product from the team at Forest Fundamentals. Now, the final thing in the bottom of the bag is they've given us a generous smattering of Forest Fundamental stickers. Rest assured, in coming weeks and months, I will be putting all of this incredible stuff through its paces. But what I really want to know is, from what you've seen today, what's been your favourite? What's taken your interest? And what would you like to see me have a closer, in-depth field testing video first? So I'm Nick Goldsmith. Thank you very much for watching today's video. As always, make sure you hit the like, share and subscribe button, and tell a friend.